going to kind of broadly in this video set some goals for 2019. I kind of specifically want to set some January goals and start there. I'm sure I'll be working on these for like the rest of this month. So if I say I'm setting goals a million times between now and New Year's, that's why. So just so I don't forget and so I can kind of see it all on paper, I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it in the January section. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm going to write it in the January section. And here's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to write it here in the notes section. I'm going to do healthy hormones plan. I'll explain that in a second. I'm going to say exercise routine, Bible routine, health/self-care routine. And then we can look at the house goals and say finish house and routines. Remember, I'm doing really broad. This is not the action steps yet or any of that. So there will be more detail later. This is kind of just an initial brainstorming of what I want to work on. And then we are going to say my YouTube goals. I feel like this is kind of a very own separate thing, but I do want to write a few. I want to get better at pre-filming, and I want to be consistent with my schedule. I didn't actually get to accomplish setting a specific time each day, so set a time and stick to schedule. So I want to actually get to a time where I want to get to a point where I'm putting the video up at the same time every day as much as possible, because I think that would be a good way to move towards. Yeah, so I want to stick with the day schedule. I like the Monday through Friday thing, but I think I want to set a specific time and work towards that. And then I want to get better at pre-filming than I have been, although I have gotten better than I used to be. And then I want to, stick to my schedule better, because I got a little off track towards the middle of the year, I'd say. Something like that. So let me just briefly explain a little bit of what I wrote and what I'm thinking. So let's start with the personal care stuff. That was kind of the first list I made. The healthy hormones plan. I want to see if I can prep enough in December to do the 30-day meal plan for healthy hormones that's in Practical Paleo. Let me grab that. Hold on. Okay. So, in this, there's a bunch of meal plans in the beginning. They're 30-day meal plans. And they're each kind of targeted towards, if you're looking to help this, there's this meal plan for you that's specifically targeted for that. And there's a lot of them. There's an adrenal one. There's, I think, a liver one. There's a healthy hormones one, which we all know I could use. And yeah. So I printed out the meal plan. I printed out the grocery list that goes with it. Ooh. I don't want to lose my bookmarking of it. Let me show you. Yeah. So it's this meal plan. It goes for 30 days. And if I can prep enough by the end of this month, I could try to start it January 1st and do it all of January and see how I feel. It's just going to take a lot of prep for me, and it's going to mean bulk buying, I think, a lot of it, just because I don't think we have the budget every week that this might entail as far as groceries go. So, we're also going to be gone a lot of that, so I'm going to need to figure that out. We're going to be gone like the first half of the month. So if I want to do this in January, it's going to take a lot of planning, a lot of prep, a lot of bringing my own, if I can do that. It's going to take a lot of forethought. So this is what I'm thinking. If I can prep enough, I want to do that. And then the other ones are kind of obvious. I want to have some kind of an exercise routine that I need to write between now and then, because I've never actually had much of an exercise routine. I've kind of just said as much as I can. A Bible routine. I don't think I'm going to finish my chronological plan by January. I have a lot of it left still. But it won't take me all of 2019 to do that. So depending on how long the chronological plan does take for me to finish it, I want to have planned what I want to do after this. If I'm just starting that one over and starting from the beginning, or if there's something specifically I would like to do. Yeah. And then a health and self-care routine that kind of just goes under the personal care routine. So self-care. What type of things do I want to do? What kind of routine do I want to have with it? And health routine, like my HRT, supplements, all of that kind of goes in with that. And sleep routine, I feel like, is under that too, like setting a regimen with my sleep. I've already started my phone going into what's called nightlight mode. iPhone has this too, and I used it then every once in a while, not as much as I should have, but it now is on a routine where at 10 o'clock every night my phone turns into this where it takes the blue light off, and it's like a blue light filter it puts over it. So even if you're using your screen, like the other night I was reading my Bible plan before bed, but it had the filter on, so it wasn't blue light, so it didn't strain my eyes, and it didn't keep me awake. Yeah, so I want to keep doing stuff like that. I want an alarm for going to bed maybe. I want to actually intentionally set, like, okay, what time am I going to bed? And what do I want? What few things do I want to have set up for the day before? And then what time do I want to wake up? And what do I want to do in the morning preparing for the day? That's the kind of stuff I want to work on from now and then. Like I said, this is very general still. And then house goals. Setting house routines like laundry, cleaning, breaking cleaning down into either rooms or specific tasks, something like that. And then I kind of talked about my YouTube goals when I was writing those down, so you guys get those. That's what I'm thinking. That's what's kind of going on in here. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of things I want to work on. I don't want to take too much at once. And that's why when I had the idea to do this, I don't think I thought about how big of a stretch of the month we were actually going to be gone in the beginning. But I'm wondering if it's still possible. I don't know. I'm going to have to see. I'm also not sure if I can cook anything where I'm at. So that might shift to a February goal instead of January. I'll have to figure that out. Now I'm second guessing that being for January. Maybe that's a February goal. I know I can't this month. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Those are the types of goals I'm setting. Those are the things that are kind of gnawing at me to get better at. And I'm really hoping I can. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And I might do a little bit prettier of a planning. I feel like I still need to break these down into action steps. So I feel like some of that might happen then, where I'm like laying it out as far as how I'm going to get there, what needs to happen in order for that to be successful. Yeah, because there's kind of a lot to goal setting and setting yourself up for success. And if I'm going to try to do this stuff, I want that to happen. And I feel like maybe I've overcomplicated things in the past, and that's why it hasn't stuck. And I feel like if things are going to be consistent, I just need to make them consistent instead of waiting for it to be a time period where things aren't so crazy and it's easier to be consistent. That is the mindset I need to shift into as we're going into 2019. Yeah. So, I think I'm going to end that here. I would love to hear any goals or kind of plans you guys have for 2019. Are you doing anything specific? Are you not? How do you feel about that? What kind of goals are you setting? What are you wanting to work on? I feel like there's a difference between New Year's resolutions and goal setting. I've done New Year's resolutions in the past where they never stuck. But goal setting, I've learned a lot better how to set a goal and break it down into action steps of how to actually accomplish those goals. I'm by no means perfect at it, but I've definitely gotten a better understanding of how I work within that and how I could better set myself up for success to accomplish it and at least make progress. That is the ultimate test for me, is did I make progress? Did I at least get better than I was with whatever I was trying to work on? And I think that's a good mindset to have going into it. So, yeah. I hope this was interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, if you have any other questions, if you have ideas for me, leave it in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and share it. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!